got that adrenaline in 'em, not going with 'em, never gonna slow up in 'em, ready to snap any momentum.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us again. As you know, my name is Jack and this little one is Boo beside me. Not too sure where Kush is at the moment, otherwise he'd be here to say hello. We'd like to welcome you back to episode 2 of Master of None Aggressive Inline. First of all, I'd like to apologize for the delay. I did say this video would have been out almost a week ago, but I live in Wales and the weather just didn't want to cooperate. But I will try my best to get a new video out each week. Anyways, welcome back to Master of None Aggressive Inline, where you will get to see me follow along the tutorials on a channel called Skamidan and learn how to skate with absolutely zero experience. Last week, we covered the very basics on how to skate in the skate park. We covered riding up the ramps and coming back down backwards. We covered the drop-in. We covered how to jump up and off the manual box. And we covered a very basic stall. This week's episodes will cover 3 videos from the beginner's tutorial playlist, as the videos are quite short. But before we start, I've got a quick update for you guys on my progress on last week's exercises. I've put together a run through the skate park that includes all of them. So let's see how I'm coming along. I did this run a few times before I started recording, but felt quite comfortable very quickly. So I think these were the 3rd and 4th attempts at this run. All I'm trying to do here is include everything I learned in the last episode. So getting up the ramp, dropping in, riding up and down the ramps, jumping on and off the manual box, and then the stall at the end. Now when I first started skating, if I showed up at the park and there were a few other people skating, I would either wait or I would go to another park. It wasn't because I was embarrassed, because I knew everyone else was in the same shoes as me at some point, but it was more because I felt like I would get in everyone's way whilst I was learning to ride in the park. But I can say that everyone I did end up skating with were extremely encouraging and helpful, so if any of you are just getting started, just keep this in mind. Everyone has been a beginner at some point, so don't be afraid to approach people and make friends in the park. Now before we start this week's exercises, I'd like to thank Daniel at Skamidan for letting me use his tutorials and footage for my videos. If you want to learn how to skate or just watch the original videos, the channel is called Skamidan Skating School and Skateshop. He's got tons of great tutorials for beginners and for advanced skaters, and the links to the channel and the videos I use in this episode will be in the description below. The next 4 videos in the beginners playlist are the drop-in, which I already feel extremely comfortable with, so I felt it was okay to skip this one, the sit-in, the jump-in, and a more in-depth look at pumping and pushing in the half-pipe, which as you all saw was something I struggled with, but this video has helped a lot. So first is the sit-in, so let's head to the skate park. Now before actually learning the sit-in, Daniel suggests practicing falling first. This did help quite a bit because once again, I didn't listen and I took a hard hit in the rear. So these 2 clips are just getting the hang of falling, something I'm gonna be doing a lot of in a moment. So the sit-in consists of sitting on the coping of a ramp with both your hands on the coping beside you and lifting your bum up and pulling your knees up to your chest to get your feet up under you while leaning forward as far as you can. I am struggling with this and haven't actually been able to get right up to my feet yet, but I am getting closer every time, so hopefully you will see my first success in the next episode's update segment. So up next is the jump-in. This is just a variation of the drop-in which I learned in the last episode, except instead of starting with your frames on the coping, you stand parallel to the coping and lift your furthest foot from the coping, twist your body towards the ramp and jump off your grounded foot into the drop-in, leaning forward as you land on the ramp. This gives you a bit of extra speed and also allows you to drop in when you are moving. I did try a moving jump in, but it didn't go too well. I'll let you guys see that at the end of the video. This twisting motion felt really awkward at first, but after a few tries, it started to feel really natural and smooth. So the last lesson of this episode was just a more in-depth look at pumping in the halfpipe. The first tutorial did cover this, but this video goes into much deeper detail, including timing and posture at different points in the ramp. Previously, I was struggling to keep any momentum I gained, but after this video I was finally able to touch the coping going forwards and backwards. I really think that I'll be able to get up onto the top of the ramp starting from the bottom by next week, maybe even a stall or a few 180s, but you'll have to come back for episode 3 to find out just how far I've actually got.
Oh, I touched the top of that! Forwards!
Well guys, that's it for this week's episode of Master of None Aggressive Inline. I am trying to save the bails and bloopers for the end of the videos for you guys, but I am quite happy to say that there really was only one this week when I got a bit ahead of myself with the jump in. So thanks for watching, and come back next week to watch me become the jack of all trades on Master of None.